welcome everybody to, I honestly don't even know what to call it anymore. As you can see, I'm in not the studio with not my co-host Dawson. And I intend to explain that. It's kind of a long story. Dawson will not be on any episode ever again, probably. He left the podcast, so it's just me now. And there's no hard feelings towards him or anybody. I'll tell you the story, top to bottom. That's what I intend to do. I'm gonna tell the story, and then I'm gonna say a few messages to some certain people who were involved in this, and I don't know. This could take 10 minutes. This could take an hour. I don't know. We're gonna go with it. So So it all started. We talked about this on the last episode. It all started when these people went to St. George on this Friday and started protesting the use of masks in school, and they wanted people to show up to school with no masks on the following Monday. That's what these people were pushing for, and I had talked to people who informed me that if that happened, school would be shut down. And I was already worried that school would be shut down. It's my senior year. I didn't want school to be shut down. I am fine with wearing a mask in order to keep the schools open. And that's the stance of most of the people I had talked to at the school, most of the youth, the people who actually are going to school and wearing the masks. And so I put something on my Instagram in order to let the kids' voices be shown a little bit, because at that time there was no kids were talking, no kids were really speaking out. It was all adults going back and forth. And hold on, let me go back. Everything I say on this podcast is going to be legit. Like, none of this is ironic. This is not supposed to be a funny episode. So let me just put that out there. So none of the kids were it was all the adults bickering over this issue, and it didn't have anything to do with them. No matter what you think about parents, I don't know. It didn't have anything to do with them. It was about the kids. The kids were the ones going to school and who had to wear the masks anyways. And so I put it on and I explained my stance on the situation, and I encouraged people to repost it if they felt like they were in that same boat. And a lot of people did. People from even other different schools started reposting it. And it got a lot of attention. It got a lot of love, and I appreciate that. And Dawson posted something on his Facebook, which we talked about last time, and he read it. And I think I should just read mine really fast, just to kind of show where I was coming from. So literally, the picture I posted just said, "Wear a mask." And the caption says, "I'm a senior at Enterprise High School. I've been going to school for a week now with masks. I usually am not an advocate or somebody to post about my opinions, but I feel like this problem personally affects me. Although I don't enjoy wearing masks, it's something we have to do. A lot of people, without calling out names, have been protesting wearing masks. There's even a protest called No Mask Monday, where people are encouraging their kids to not wear a mask to school. I strongly advise you to not participate. These parents don't know or care how the students feel. I would be confident in saying that 95% of the kids at the school are willing, not excited, but willing to wear a mask in order to stay in school for the remainder of the year. I don't want to see my senior year, something I've been looking forward to my entire life, to be shut down because of a few people. Please post this on your story, share it with your peers, and wear a dang mask." That was my statement. That was all I said. There's not really a controversy there. You know what I mean? And so we posted that. And that was kind of where we left off on last episode. We had both posted that, and then nothing really had happened. And then I don't remember what day it was, but sometime the next week, I got a call from somebody at the school, and they said, "Mr. Holt wants to see you. Mr. Holt's our principal. Mr. Holt wants to see you." So immediately I'm nervous. You know, I'm not a person to get in trouble for things. I've never been to the principal's office for anything like bad, and so I figured it wasn't bad, but you always get that nervous feeling in your stomach. And so I go in, and he he applauded me on my post, and I appreciated that. And he was talking about how it changed the mind of a lot of people in the community, and just how it did a lot of good. And so I appreciated that. And then he said that the governor's office had contacted him and wanted me. Well, they didn't want me. Let's rephrase that. They wanted Dally on the press conference, and listen to me. It's Dally's birthday today. Listen to me. Dally is the best. Okay, she gave a great speech at the football game, and she was getting a lot of media attention because she's just the most media friendly person that did it. And throughout the whole thing, she made sure to include me, Talene, and other people that were a part of this kind of movement. So props to her, dude. And she said she wouldn't do it unless me and Talene were there. So I appreciate that. And so I agreed to go on, and we went on this press conference on Zoom with the governor of Utah, and then just a bunch of reporters, and we kind of just said our piece. I said very little. I basically just said I put something on Instagram so that people could share their opinions. Dally and Dawson had it kind of taken care of. They're a lot more articulate than I am, so I let them take care of that. So we went on KSL and all these other kind of statewide news. We were on the news in our state. Let's just leave it at that. And so it was like kind of like, yeah, that's kind of popping, you know. I'd never been on the news, and it's kind of cool, you know. It's a complete contradiction to what I said on the last episode. I said the news is dumb, which it kind of is, but it's just, you know, no matter what you say, going on the news, being on the TV is kind of cool, no matter how outdated it is. And so we did that. It was good. And then, where am I at? Oh yeah, so we recorded the podcast, and on the podcast, this is very important. On the podcast, I use the phrase mentally retarded. And this is my exact quote, for those of you wondering. When I was referring to my town, I said, I love it, and I love the people here. A lot of them are mentally retarded, but I love them. And then immediately after, I said, I'm that too. I'm not excluding myself. So, I mean, look, on this podcast, I say a lot of choice phrases and a lot of choice words. In an attempt at comedy, sometimes it doesn't hit as well. I kind of just say what I think is funny, what I find humorous. And I understand how people could be offended by that. I've said much worse things on this show. On even that particular episode, I said very, very terrible things. And people no, we're not even getting there. So I said mentally retarded when I was referring to the people of this town. And then a few days ago, actually, Dally texted me and Talene and said that NBC had contacted her dad and wanted us to go on an interview. Which, when you get that text, it's pretty crazy. Like, immediately my stomach was just like, I wanted to puke. And so I was trying to figure out, like, obviously it would be very cool, and it would be a very unique experience to go on national news as a 17-year-old. Keep this in mind, I come from the most boring town in the most boring state. Like, it's the most bum frick nowhere town where it's kind of we're just very isolated. So to go to the national level was crazy. And so NBC wanted an interview with us, a pre-recorded one, on Monday that they would run with a story. So obviously my initial reaction was like, yes, let's do it. But then I started thinking about it more, and I started thinking about I cannot remember his name. David Hogg or David Hodges or something. He was in high school during the Parkland shooting. He was in Parkland. He was a part of that whole ordeal. He was a student there, and after became basically a political pawn. He was a gun control advocate, and then there was another guy on the opposite end from the Parkland shooting named Kyle Kashuv, and he was kind of for guns. And so they both became these political pawns, and that was their whole thing. Like, the shooting happened, and then they had a stance on it, and they became this nationwide ambassador. Listen to this kid, we should take your guns. Do you know what I mean? And I started thinking more about that, and I realized that this might not be exactly what I wanted. I set out with this Instagram post. I set out to discourage people from not wearing a mask, and from not even from protesting that they didn't want to wear a mask, just to not wear a mask to school. Because once you cross that line, that's when it becomes dangerous. You can protest all you want. I really don't care. But once you start sending people to school without masks, that's when things are gonna get shut down. And so that's what I was trying to go against specifically. And I forgot where I was at. So yeah, I set out to do that, and it's fine. And school's still open, and it doesn't look like things are gonna close down, especially after this whole debacle. And so I did what I set out to do with the Instagram post, and going statewide was probably fine. I probably didn't have to do it. I did what I wanted to do, and so there was no reason to go national, because I don't want to be like I don't want to be like in over my head, but I feel like we would have become political pawns in this entire thing, like genuinely, because our school was one of the first ones to open, and we were the first people to really talk about this issue. And so I feel like in my personal opinion, these people definitely would have used us in a political game. Let me change this view on my monitor real quick, because this is very bothering me greatly. Okay, so NBC contacted us, and we all said yes in the group chat. First of all, we were all like, yeah, let's do it. And then the ideas got rolling in my head that maybe I shouldn't. And then Dally texted the group chat and said, I don't feel comfortable doing it. And I was like, I agree. So we were all in agreement there. I actually don't know what Talene wanted. He never really replied. I'm sure he was ticked, because Talene's one of those guys that he doesn't really care. Like I love him to death. He'll go on the news because it's good for his rep, which is not a bad thing at all. But it's just, I feel like he was pretty upset that we didn't go through with that. I could be wrong. So we didn't want to become puppets to the media, which would have definitely happened. So yeah, that happened. And then, Saturday is when things got a little crazy and out of hand. So we posted the podcast on Wednesday, and it had gone a couple days. It didn't really do better than any podcast we've ever posted. And then all of a sudden on Saturday, I look, and there's like 70 views, which, look, I'm going to be honest with you, that's a lot more than we usually get. It's not that our podcast viewership is not that impressive. So that was a lot more than we usually get. And I was like, what's going on here? And so I'm looking at the analytics, and most of the analytics for people watching were from Facebook Messenger, just all these different messaging, Android messaging, Google messaging, Facebook Messenger, so people were sending this around. It was evident. And so I was like, that's weird. And then this lady, dude, started commenting like a bunch of times. I think she commented like 14 or 15 times. And I responded to her, and I feel like an idiot for responding, but sometimes it's just fun. Like, responding to people on the internet, I always am against that. But it's because it's kind of like letting them win. Like, if somebody comments something and nobody comments back, I feel like they feel kind of dumb if they have any self-awareness whatsoever. So this woman, and I didn't know, like people know her around here. I didn't know. I thought she was a random lady. And you're probably watching this right now. In that case, hello, how are you doing? She basically came at me in the comments. And she was talking about how disrespectful I was, and how disgusting I was, and how unknowledgeable I was about things. And she brought my age into it, which is weird. She said I was 12 years old, and that explained why I wasn't smart, basically. She basically took everything I said and got mad at it, even if it wasn't like a hardcore joke. Like, there was some stuff that I was like we talked about the old guy that came into the store and said, "Such is life," and I thought that was a cool phrase. And she attacked that too. She said, if you were older than 12, you would know that phrase. And it's like, okay, I get attacking my stance and attacking like these hardcore jokes that I'm trying to say, but that's like not even something you should attack. But anyways, so this lady comes after me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So it starts to be evident that people are sending this around to this protesting community, because most of her comments were about the mask thing. And so I text Selena and I'm like, dude, our podcast is getting sent around like a lot. And he's like, yeah, I know. People are pissed off. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, people are so upset. I've had people talking to me, this certain family, about how they want it taken down. And it took me by surprise because I've said very terrible things on most podcasts and nobody ever cared. And now all of a sudden, it was the same family we were kind of battling against in this mask thing. And so now all of a sudden, we kind of, I don't want to say we beat them because there's no winning necessarily, but we kind of bested them in this mask thing. And I know, obviously we had the right people on our side. I'm not gonna act like we didn't have some advantages with media coverage, but I really think we were on the right side of history. And so these people are watching this podcast and sending it around, and basically were getting upset over things we said that I said. Talene didn't even say. Talene never says anything controversial. Our dynamic was I would say something outrageous and try and get people to laugh, and then Talene would kind of bring it back down. He would bring the energy level to like a logical. Talene was the logic, and I was kind of the and it was a good, like I really liked that dynamic. Because it was like you would get the funny, you would get the entertainment, but then we would also have like serious discussions. And Talene is such a smart kid and so knowledgeable. And I really genuinely appreciated his insight on the past shows. It was really good to bounce off what he said. And he was kind of the hero, I was kind of the villain. It was like this cool dynamic I really liked. And so they were attacking the things I said, which is valid. But the problem is, they were attacking Talene and Talene's family. They were going to Talene's family members, and nobody ever came to me. 0 people. I heard 0 complaints, and my parents heard 0 complaints. So nobody came to me or my family when I was the one that said it. And the best part is, listen, on that episode, this is taken out of context. On that episode, I used the words "go kill the governor" or the senator or something. And I was trying to make a broader point, so go watch that in context. People have been taking it out of context and telling everybody, and now everybody thinks I'm a psychopath. I was not telling people to go kill anybody. I was saying by these people's logic with the Second Amendment, and they think their rights are being stripped, that is what they should be doing in their own minds. That fan is going to be so annoying. I apologize. We're working out the kinks to a new studio. We'll talk about that in a second. So, this is so scrambled. I wrote down so many notes. Oh yeah, so I said the senator thing, and I said a lot of heinous things, and people are mad because I said mentally retarded when I was addressing the people of the town. Which, I'm at a crossroads because I can understand. Like, I know that a lot of the things I say are not choice words, but there's a purpose for that. Like, I don't talk like this in real life. I don't talk about killing I'm lying, I do. Sometimes. But I don't want to have to explain the entire joke of the podcast to you people, but it's coming to that point. The point of the podcast, in my eyes, has been, up until now, I was kind of playing a character. So I'd come on here and I would say, there would be an opinion, an agenda, and I would go the other way. Or I would just go extreme one way. Not saying that I believe any of the things that I say. Most of the things I say on this podcast I don't actually believe. You kind of got to be able to tell the difference. I don't know. It's not really a learned thing. It's kind of a feel thing. So I would go hard one way or the other. And that was my bit. And so these people don't like... So I understand some of the things I say are not choice. But I'm not taking them back, and I'm not sorry for them. Like, I can understand some of these people who are dealing with this, now, you know what? I do redact the statement. Okay, can I say that? I retract what I said, because I feel like the people that I was referring to are not as smart as mentally handicapped people. I would genuinely, and this is not a joke, this is not me being extreme, I would genuinely rather be associated with mentally handicapped people than the people who are attacking me and also were against the masks. They're the same people, mind you. I would genuinely, like, I think the people who are quote unquote mentally handicapped are much smarter than these people. And I'm not taking this back. I feel bad for the mentally handicapped people. I feel like I've offended them more than these other people, because these other people don't care. Can we be honest? These other people do not care. They don't. They're trying to find things about me to attack me with because I bested them. Let's put it out there. I have nothing against mentally handicapped people, and I think they're smarter than the people that are angry with me. And I'm being honest. I'm being genuine. This isn't a joke. This isn't a Broc bit. So I don't understand. People want me to take it down. Talene told me, these people are mad you said retard. They want you to take the podcast down, which I will never take a podcast down. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry for anything I've said. It's in the name of comedy. It's my podcast. It's my show. You do not have to listen. 100%. If you enjoy the show, I really appreciate you listening. But if you don't like the things I say, you do not have to listen, and I do not care. Because there's a group of people that will listen and enjoy, and those are the people I want. Why would I want people that are going to get offended at everything to listen to my show? So if you don't like it, don't listen, number one. And if I say something that offends you, talk to me. They went to my co-host's family, who, number one, my co-host said nothing wrong, and number two, his family didn't even say anything at all on the show. So I don't know why you're going to his parents. At least come to my parents, but overall come to me. So here's what happened. So people were pushing and pushing and pushing. Multiple different families, multiple people. I know all of you. I know who did it. Just so you know, because I'm sure these people are watching this. I know who you are. And they were bullying. I'm not going to act like I'm some hopeless person. I can take the bullying. I enjoy it. The bullying, they were bullying Talene's family. And they brought it to a point where Talene's parents had to say, all right, Doss, you can't do this anymore. They didn't want to be associated with this, which I completely understand. I have no hard feelings against Dawson, no hard feelings against his family at all, because I completely understand that. And it was honestly just a matter of time, because my style of show up until this point has been outlandish, just like crazy. You know what I mean? I say crazy things, and I completely understand if people don't want to be associated with those things. So there's no hard feelings against those people. I do, however, have hard feelings against the people who bullied them into that situation. Even on the last podcast, when I referred to you as mentally retarded, I had some respect for you, and I still liked you. Like, these are the people in my community. I've grown up with them. I know them. I've watched movies at their house. I'm friends with some of their kids. Like, they're just people in your community. You know what I mean? I had nothing against them. We had differing viewpoints, and I felt threatened, and I had to make a stand. And I'm not gonna apologize for that, but I'm sorry that it got out of hand like that. I'm sorry that you took it like I hated you, because I didn't. I do now. And I can say that firmly. I do now hate you. And if you guys know who these people are, don't go freaking talking to them and spreading gossip and everything. This is going to be the last thing I ever say about this situation. I just have to come in here and rant, because I've been holding on to these feelings for days. I do not respect any of you that were involved in not even just the mass protest, because some of those people, like, those people are fine. I was not mad. I had nothing against you for protesting, okay? But then you took things out of my podcast and pushed certain people to make decisions that are genuinely, like, it's crippling my life. And I don't want to seem like this isn't some woe is me podcast. Like, this is genuinely, I lost a good co-host, and along with that, we were using his dad's studio, so I can't go in there anymore. There's no more studio. There's no more DOS as a co-host. And so to the people who push that, I really do not have any respect for you. And I don't want other people to go and tell you this. I just want you to know from me, this is person to person, I do not like you or have respect for you. And I'm sorry that it had to come to that. It sucks that I had to go like this. Yeah, it's weird that these people had this mob mentality. These people mobbed together and took things that we said and basically fought us for, like, use them to fight us. Two 17-year-old kids. We're two 17-year-old kids. Look, podcasting has always been my dream. Making stuff has always been my dream. This is what I'm doing for a living. I don't care what it takes. This is what I'm doing. Podcasting is one of the few things that I genuinely enjoy and genuinely care about and genuinely love. And they took this thing. These are adults, mind you. These are quote unquote adults. And they took this and turned it into trying to destroy me. I don't want to say I got canceled because there's no way you can cancel me. I'm sorry. You can't cancel me. I can't be canceled. I'll never stop talking. But they definitely did try to take me down. And look, I'm going to give it to you. Like, I'm not going to give you a lot of props because nothing you set out to accomplish was accomplished. And I want you to know that. Nothing you set out to do with the masks or to take me down was accomplished. But what you did do was you took one of my friends and made them have to distance themselves from this show that I really appreciated them helping me with. So you did that. And then you made me lose an entire studio, which is, I can give or take the studio, to be downright honest with you. So now you did that. You accomplished those two things. So I currently am out of a co-host, a great co-host, by the way. And I'm out of a studio. But I'm not out any friends. I'm not out any family. My friends and family are still with me. And I'm not out a voice. No matter what you do, I will always have my voice. Unless you take my freaking, my larynx out of my freaking body. I will always be able to sit here and get my opinions out. No matter what you do. You take the studio with me, I come to my freaking grandmother's basement and I set up a card table and this crappy Yeti mic and a laptop. Because I'm not going to be silenced. And I don't want to make this sound like it's a much bigger deal than it is, but they genuinely are trying to silence me. And I've never had to deal with that until now, and it's kind of been very eye-opening. So props to you for making me lose a co-host and an entire studio. But this, I honestly can't get any lower. I'm back to square one. I started at square one. I moved up a lot. I'm back to square one. I'm back in a basement with a cardboard table. I'm back to square one. So it's from that movie, man. The animals in the singing. I can only go up from here. There's only up, you know? And that's why the title of the podcast is Onward and Upward. It is just a crazy feeling that people in this community can do that to a kid. And I'm not gonna try and make myself out to be some defenseless like child, but I am like, you should not be arguing with a teenage kid. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they know that they're done for, and that's why they're doing this. But I don't know, man. I hope you guys are watching this. I hope you people that are trying to take me down are watching this. You know? So Talene was pushed from the show. He will no longer be on the show. I am no longer can use the studio. Mainly because Talene was the only reason we could use the studio. It was like for CR's business. There's no hard feelings on either party. They are not upset with me, and I am not upset with them at all. We are both upset with these people that are ganging up and trying to defeat a 17-year-old kid. Dude, it's kind of freeing. Can I be genuinely honest with you? It's kind of awesome because I am one kid and these people are trying to battle me. Like, this group of moms is trying to destroy me. It's like a group of middle-aged moms against me. I really don't know what they're trying to do. Like, I don't know if your husband just isn't doing it for you and you need to feel something. But why come after, like, a kid? Am I just that smart? Do I just have that good of points? I don't try to. I'm not trying to make a change. I'm trying to make people laugh. But all of a sudden I became this political thing and people are trying to fight me now. I don't understand it. But I do have a few words for those people specifically. So if you were not trying to take me down, you can tune out right now. I want the people who made this happen to know that they did it. You did it. You made me out a co-host. I don't know if you were intending to. I don't know if that was your plan. You put me at rock bottom, for sure, podcast-wise. I'm not going to quit, though, for sure. I know a lot of people wanted me to take this down and probably wanted me to just take the entire podcast down, but I'm not going to do that. No matter what you say, I will always have my voice, and I will always be saying whatever I want to. And I'm sorry for that. It's in my nature to not care what you think. Sorry. So that is one. I will never be taken down, and you did not win. You may have thought you won, but you didn't. I'm still here, and I'm so annoying. I'm so annoying, I'll never stop talking. No matter what. I'll always be here yapping about QAnon. I don't know. I'll always be here saying stuff you don't like. And there will always be people who don't like things you say in life. Not just even if you don't have a podcast, there will always be people that are going to be upset with things you do or you say, and you just can't care. This is a little different because their actions kind of effed up my entire life. But I can keep going. They didn't win. Nobody won anything. Just to be clear, because I think maybe some of you have this mentality that you kind of beat me. Nobody beat anybody. You set me back a couple paces. I'll come back stronger. You morons. I'm not gonna go away. I'm like a disease. Look, man, and I'll dish out all the disrespect I want to, because you people are disgusting. Okay? And there's zero respect coming from me to you. And I know who you are, and that's you know. The other thing I want to say is, this is my other statement. I hold nothing against Dawson. I hold nothing against his family. I hold a lot against the people who attacked us, and I want them to know that I would like to speak to them. Stop trying to go to other people who are not involved. That's what makes me upset. I can take the hate all day, because for whatever reason it makes me very happy. But you went to people who were not even involved in this situation, and that's pretty immature. I know I'm 17, I can't say that much, but that is pretty immature. To go to somebody, they went to Talene's girlfriend and told her that Talene said some things. They said it was all Dawson. Number one, no, Talene's never done anything wrong in his life. I am the one that says terrible things. So just come to me. Don't go to other people. Look, my Instagram handle is @KendallBroc. @KendallBroc. That is my Instagram. I'm not private. You can DM me whenever you want to. And I'll be civil. I'm not going to go off on you. We can have a conversation. I just don't see the point in going behind my back and going to people who are not involved with this at all and trying to tarnish my name. I don't know. And it's a select few families. It's not like the entire town. It feels like the entire town. It's a select few families who genuinely, they deserve to be in a padded box. Most of these people. All of them. So yeah, just know you didn't win. And I'll still be posting podcasts every single week. The format might have changed. The studio might have changed. I don't know what. I see this as an opportunity, to be honest with you. It's terrible that Talene had to leave. It breaks my heart, to be honest with you, because I really thought he was very valuable to the show. A very, very valuable part to the entire program. But I do see this as an opportunity as well. Because now it's kind of, I can look back at the show and now it's kind of like, where do I want this to go? I have nothing to lose. Where do I want this show to go? I've been toying around just doing basic interviews, you know? Just finding people and just interviewing them. I've been toying with that idea. Or maybe we just do a combination. Maybe we do interviews every other week and the normal kind of ranty, funny show. I don't know. There's definitely going to be some rebranding happening because I have to. And yeah, man, there's not much more to say. I just feel really bad, and I don't want you guys to attack. I don't want my audience, my small audience, to stoop down to these other people's levels of gathering a mob and just attacking people. It's not fair, and it's just not mature. There's no reason. Like, this will be the last thing I say. This podcast will be my last statement on this whole situation. It's just not important. What's done was done. Nothing's gonna change. There's no reason to argue and fight and bicker. So yeah, that is my stance. I understand that I'm not perfect and I say things that can be a little dicey at times, but that's just what the show's gonna be, and I'm sorry. That's just my style. That's my style of humor as of right now. Who knows? In 20 years, it could change tremendously. It probably will. It most likely will change. My style of humor 5 years ago is not even close to the same style of humor I have right now. So things are gonna change. Things are gonna shift. But these people are trying to cancel me, and I didn't think I'd have to deal with that until I actually had like a following. But no, it happened when I had no listeners, which is really funny. So yeah, what else did I have in my notes? Oh yeah. There are a couple lessons we can take out of this. Number one, there's no reason to have this mob mentality and attack people. I don't want you guys to do it in your personal lives on social media. I don't care. There's no reason to do this. Civil discourse is the only way to go. Nobody's mind is going to be changed by trying to get them banned or trying to get them to take down things or by yelling at them. I don't care. I don't know what it is, but Civil discourse is the only way to go. If you have a problem with somebody, talk to them face to face. This is what I don't. On Facebook, it's kind of like people will comment on a thread and then somebody else will comment back and they'll have a fight. But the only reason they're doing it in public is so people can be like, so they can get that sick burn, you know? So they can be like, oh yeah, I hope other people saw my sick burn on that dude. And because otherwise, you would just do it in private. If you have a problem with somebody, either direct message them or talk to them in real life. Preferably just talk to them in real life. Just say, hey man, this is the deal. What do you think? And you guys can have a civil conversation. There was no reason for any of this to happen. My podcast is my podcast. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I was trying to be funny and make some points. But then these people were trying to hurt me, and I genuinely feel that way. They were trying to hurt me. That's all I can say. Don't let people bully you. Stand up to that, man. There's no reason. If you allow people to bully you, there's a difference between letting people bully you and then getting new information that changes your outlook so you can change your mind. There's no reason that if you get new information and you're like, oh, I finally see their point, there's no reason you can't say that and change your mind and change your stance. But if people are trying to bully you into do something and you're like, oh man, I don't really agree, but I feel like people are going to be upset if I don't agree. Don't conform, you know? That's what a lot of these people who are against the mask mandate are saying don't conform. But either way you look at it, you're conforming. Like, I don't understand that. You're either conforming to wearing a mask or conforming to not wearing a mask. You know what I mean? So it's don't bully people and don't be bullied. And I'm not trying to paint myself as a victim, because I'm not. I'm just as toxic as these people are. I'm trying to make jokes. I'm trying to be funny. I don't know if it lands all the time. I started the podcast with one goal, and that was just to make people laugh and make people happy. And maybe we got to switch this up. Maybe it's not hitting like it should. I don't know. You guys can let me know if I should do what I'm doing or switch it up to maybe more interview centric. I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess. So thanks to you guys who are supporting me in this. To you guys who are trying to take me down. Keep trying. It will not happen. You did not win. I hope you don't have the satisfaction of winning, because nothing you'd set out to accomplish happened. I'm still here, and I will always be here. And I hope that really pisses you off, and I hope that really gets under your skin. And I hope every time you see me, you get very angry, and your face gets a little red. I hope that happens. And I hope when it does happen, you come talk to me. And I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I'm not afraid of these people. These are mothers. They can't harm me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's all I had to say. Sorry for being emotional. Sorry for the bad quality. We're gonna build a studio. It's gonna cost me a lot of money, but I was gonna do it anyways. After I was thinking more until graduation, I would have to start doing this on my own, but I came a little early, so we're gonna have to adjust. No reason not to. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. Love you guys very much. Peace out, man. Love and peace.